No, what does it mean?
They're just staying in the same.
Just our distance away from the Earth is going to be the same, right? Let me put it this way. I want you to imagine right now. Everybody see my
Must have been the raccoons.
Everybody see the sanitizer?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if I was measuring my distance from the sanitizer, and right now I'm 2 squares away, and watch my feet. So if I start walking around, do you see how I'm staying 2 squares away from it? I'm going in a circle. Okay? So what would my distance from the hand sanitizer look like?
It's the same.
It'd be flat. Does that mean that I'm staying still?
No.
No, I can still stay the same distance away from something and keep moving. So a flat line doesn't always mean that you're staying still and time's just going. It could also mean that you're the same distance away. Okay, so here we go. We are going to smooth off this flight and get at a cruising altitude. Number 3 is straightening out. And number 4 is cruising altitude.
I'm scared somebody's going to go horribly wrong. It's too complex.
Some baby.
Certainly, I would never do something horrible. All right,
Killed
so
an entire family of raccoons.
Yeah, but that was in the past.
an entire family of raccoons gets hit by the jet
I
now.
feel like we need a raccoon
All right,
here now.
I only have 10 minutes to tell the story. We ready? Okay, so you're on the plane, Kai, and you are right by the window seat because that's the best place to be. And your parent friend is sitting next to you. Who's sitting with you? Oh, we're putting somebody else on the plane flight?
Yeah. Emma's raccoon.
Oh, okay. So Emma's right next to you,
I
right?
didn't know I had a raccoon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Emma's raccoon, not Emma's.
Emma's raccoon. You have a raccoon with you on this flight.
Yeah.
Great. So raccoon's strapped in, very Guardians of the Galaxy. And you are looking out the window. So you look out the window, and it is a stormy, dark, lightning kind of night, okay? And you're traveling in the night. It's very scary.
Because of the raccoon. Where are we gonna?
So
Opens
eventually
the boat,
in
closes
Europe. But right now we're flying over the ocean.
Mm.
So we're flying over the ocean, and you look out on the wing, and there is a thing on the wing of the plane. It is like a gremlin, a goblin. It has like sticky fingers, so it's like crouched on. Focus on me now. Let me talk. Okay? So it's crouched on the plane, and it's like crawling a lot, and it's like human sized. Okay, it is a large creature, scaly, large creature crawling around on the wing, and you are like, oh my gosh. So you try to get your raccoon friend to notice. And your raccoon friend is like looking out the window, and like, there's nothing. And you look back, and there's nothing out there.
He's inside.
Okay, and you're like, okay, I'm just a little nervous, right? It's just like, it's a storm, I'm nervous. It's no big deal, it's a storm. I'm nervous. So you close the thing, and you're like, I'm not even gonna look out there. I'm not even gonna look. So you're busy not looking, and you're not gonna look, and you're totally not looking, and you're not gonna look. But eventually you kind of have to, right? So you like open it up, and you open it up suddenly, and its face is pressed up against your window, and like hands and teeth and like these gross like yellow eyes, and it is right there, and you full scream. Raccoon friend's very scared. You bing for the person, right? You're like bing, 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 emergency, flight attendant. So they come over, and you're like, there's an animal on the wing, and there is nothing out there. Nothing. Okay? So you're staring out there. And you're like, okay, it's just, it's just me. I'm fine, just nervous. It's not a big deal. You're not gonna look, and no, you are gonna look for sure. So you look out, and this time you see it, and it is on the wing, and is next to the engine. And it tears a panel off the engine, and reaches in and starts pulling out wires, and wires are going everywhere, pieces are going everywhere, and all of a sudden you hear this boom, and the whole plane starts to shake. And the engine explodes in fire and smoke. Okay, so let's write that down. All right, so number 5.
I think someone actually left their airplane mode on.
5 is monster stuff. What happens while this monster stuff is happening? Before the engine explodes, what does it look like from an outside observer? What's that plane look like?
Cruising.
Just fine. Okay, we're just fine still. Plane's fine. But then, On number 6, the monster destroys the engine.
This would make a great web comment.
So, what happens to the plane?
It wiggles.
It starts going down. Now, if it plummets, is it going to go straight down? No, but also, did you know that planes have another engine? And if you lose one engine, you actually still can be fine. And it's not even like going to be a tilted weird plane. Like they actually have protocols to make one engine work for a plane. But it will take them a little while to get this under control. So we start falling and we get it under control again. Okay, we're getting it under control. Things are okay. We're under control. But this monster has sticky feet. And it crawls over the top like a chameleon and goes to the other wing, okay? And I mean, people are in chaos inside the plane right now. Like all the stuff that was in the overhead compartments is all out. People got hit. Like the oxygen masks have dropped. It's scary inside. And you're looking on the other side of the plane through the opposite window and you see it look out at you through the plane and it's on the wing and it rips off the other side and starts tearing into the other engine, right? So the other engine goes down. All right, so now what's going to happen?
You're gonna tell me there's a third engine?
There's no third engine.
Oh, man.
It goes down.
So this plane is going down. Sorry, this is like your death. This is a big deal.
You know what? I expected worse.
But luckily you're going to get an animal or Play-Doh or I'm going to, you know, so it'll be fine. All right, so what's going to happen? This plane is falling out of the sky. Is it going to go straight down? No, actually, that'd be great because you could just teleport to the ground and you'd be fine. But it is not going to happen. You're going with the plane to the ground,
Or over the ocean.
but also, or to the ocean. But also remember that it is on wings, right? So it actually is going to kind of glide. It's not going to save you,
Yeah.
but it's going to still kind of glide. So we go like this. Now, what happens at the end?
It floats on.
Should we land like this?
No, we're just floating.
No, this is boom chaos. All right.
Through the chart.
Why to go through the chart?
Because we're
Below altitude now.
Because we've all died.
Because this is the water.
Man, we were so close too.
All right, but actually probably stop for a little bit and then sink. Okay, so this is 9. We'll call that scary decline. And 10. What are we gonna call this? Fiery, tragic, certain death. Thank you for participating. Now, one question here. If we went back to the airport instead, would we go back to number 1?
No.
Because this is not a map. This is not a map. This is altitude over time. Did I hurt your feelings by killing you in a
Is
situation?
the raccoon okay?
Yeah.
No, raccoon's definitely not okay.
What seat
The
was
feelings have been hurt.
which seat were they in? Because depending on which seat they
We
are.
were crowded
they
by
could either
people.
just-
The luggage was stopping us from getting down. We all drowned.
I don't know. I think this was pretty bad. All right, this is due Friday, this assignment. Tomorrow will be a work day, and we're going to have a contest that's going to be super fun. Would you like a animal, which could be a giraffe, a zebra, a tiger, a leopard, or a camel, or would you like a Play-Doh or an I'm Wonder Son?
Okay.
Can you give it to me?
Enjoy.
Wants a raccoon.
By the way, this is did anybody recognize the story I was telling? It's from Twilight Zone.
It sounds like something straight out of a video game.
Wait,
Have
can
you-
go back to that assignment?
Have you ever heard of the show The Twilight Zone?
Yes.
Okay, so there's a show called The Twilight Zone back in the 50s. This episode was actually very stupid because the creature on the plane was dressed like literally in a Bigfoot costume, so it looked like an ape just on the wing. It was dumb. But they redid it in a movie, like in the 2000s or 1990s probably, called The Twilight Zone, and they took some of the best episodes and redid them into a movie. And one of the ones they did was this one, and that creature is scary. And I will show it to you tomorrow, not the whole episode, but a piece of it if you want to see. But it's not my story.
Darn.
The raccoon is my story. That's my story.
Yes.
But falling from the sky is not.
You're gonna take full credit for that.
I got it.
Yes.
Right.
See, now the next time we're gonna be on the plane, we're gonna be looking out the window.
We just like wait first. That was scary.
I would too scary.
Yeah,
Like
like
the
how
school
we
has a budget for a
traumatized the
plane.
whole thing. I never wanted to.
have a